Live chat with my Self-Crown VIP members. And for those who don't know, Self-Crown VIP is my private app where I go live every week. It's the only place I do Q&As. I got a question from a sister that kind of disturbed me, to be real with y'all. She asked me what to do about the feeling of being damaged goods. So, of course, when somebody comes to me with a question like that, like the question was, D, how do I get rid of this feeling of being damaged goods? And the context was that in the last relationship she was in, that's how she was made to feel. And now that she's out of that relationship, thank God, she has not fully shaken the residue from it, the after effects from it. So she was asking, how can she deal with it? Now, of course, I got courses and all this other kind of stuff that helps deal with that. But the whole purpose of our private live chats is so I can walk her through this. After she gave me a little bit more context, basically, long story short, her ex had beat her down verbally with what I believe is the #1 tool of a manipulator, which is shame. Had beat her down with shame so badly, she internalized the way that he felt about her, which was that she was damaged goods. So let me make something clear to y'all. The same way I told her, be very vigilant against anybody that tries to wield shame at any point in time in a relationship, because all that does is make you voiceless, take away your confidence, make you feel like you're not worthy of the standards and boundaries, put you in your place. That's a manipulator's favorite weapon, shame. It's actually the first cousin of fear because they go hand in hand. But it's a couple places you can expect a person, a manipulator, to try and use shame. The first one is in your past. Any man or woman, by the way, this goes both ways, but I'm talking to the women right now. Any man that tries to use your past against you, try to evoke shame, again, is trying to control you, trying to manipulate you, trying to use fear to get you to play by their rules, to make them comfortable. Oh, you done had failed relationships. You done been divorced X amount of times. You got 2 baby daddies, 3, 4 baby daddies. Who gonna want, like anybody that tries to use your past is trying to use shame as a way to get you to be voiceless or to take away your confidence or to make you lose confidence in the fact that you can do better than their bare minimum that they're giving you. Another place that a manipulator will use shame with you if you let them is with your flaws / insecurities, which their insecurities may not necessarily be flaws. But let's say your insecurity is that you're overweight. You know, maybe a little, maybe a lot. Maybe your insecurity is that you got a certain personality disorder. Maybe you got an STD. Maybe you, whatever the insecurity may be. Anybody that tries to like wield shame around that, remind you of it, throw that in your face anytime you start to hold them accountable, anytime you basically make them uncomfortable, that person is trying to manipulate you. They're trying to control you. Another way that a person will use shame is when it comes to your mistakes in a relationship. Now, here's the thing, y'all. Ain't none of us perfect. Ain't none of us Jesus Jr. We all make mistakes. But even though you make mistakes, you're still worthy of love. And you're still worthy of love. And I'm talking about with the respect, with the dignity, with the boundaries that you came in with before you made that mistake. And anybody who feels differently doesn't need to be with you. Don't let anybody evoke shame around, oh, this time, you made this mistake. Long as you took accountability, I have no problem with a man or a woman being held accountable. But I'm talking about somebody who just uses it as almost like a whip, to crack a whip and get you back into shape, to put you back in your place. Be very mindful. That is manipulation. And you owe nobody your shame as a way to express that, you're taking accountability and responsibility for what you did wrong. There's never any positives to shame. You can take accountability without holding this heavy weight of guilt and shame and condemnation on your shoulders. And the last place a person may use shame is with perception. Oh, you're going to be over 40 years old and still unmarried. What you think your family going to think about that? Or again, the kind of like the past thing. Oh, you're going to be out here with 3 baby daddies now. You want to be another baby mama out here? Be very mindful about those who use shame. And this is the importance of self-love. Y'all, years before this became a buzzword online, I was out here advocating for self-love because I felt like that's the one thing that's going to make you incompatible with people who don't have your best interest at heart. When you love yourself, somebody has to love you at least on that level to even be with you. That's why I described in another video, it's all about frequencies. The only way you can tolerate mistreatment is if you mistreat yourself with your internal dialogue while you're not around that person who's trying to mistreat you. So the best way to attract better is to be better internally. When you really love yourself, accept your past, forgive yourself for your mistakes, Nobody can use shame against you. Nobody can use fear to kind of control you. And as you make yourself incompatible with those who don't have your best interest at heart, you conversely make yourself more compatible with evolved men who will love you, flaws and all. Now, as I'm saying this, again, don't get it misconstrued. Evolved men have standards. Evolved men will hold you accountable, bring it to your attention. But if you're a growth-oriented woman, that's not a problem. So the biggest thing y'all need to understand is, for those of y'all who don't have a perfect past and, you got some flaws here, that you're enough. You are enough. You are not damaged goods. There's no such thing as a human who is damaged goods, because we're all resilient if we're willing to do the work. You are enough. Yes, you may raise your voice from time to time. You're still enough. Yes, you may have multiple baby daddies. You're still enough. Abortions, you're still enough. Overweight, you're still enough. Over a certain age, still enough. Can't have children, you are still enough for somebody who actually is coming to love you correctly. An evolved man understands that. You're not one mistake away from being thrown away. That's not what you do with somebody who is putting the work on themselves and willing to continue growing, willing to be held accountable, is willing to see the error in their ways, has a lot to offer a man who loves them correctly, is selfless, is caring. That doesn't take away from all of those great qualities. An evolved man feels like, you know what, good, bad, and ugly, I still see the beauty in you. A little boy who just wants to use you for his convenience, he's waiting for that one slip up, he's waiting for that one negative, he's waiting for that one insecurity that you express as a way to get control, because without that control, he feels insufficient as a man, because he has not done the work to build himself up as a man. So there's no confidence there that just by his merit, just by his character, that he's enough. And by not feeling like he's enough, he will project onto you that you're not enough when really you are. So this ain't for y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This particular message ain't for y'all who never had an issue in a relationship. You ain't still healing. You never make mistakes. This ain't for y'all. This is for those of y'all who can admit there are some things that you still gotta work on. There are some things that you might do wrong from time to time. There are some things on you that that could be better. They're not as good as what they could be or should be. My message to you is that you are enough, and you need to carry that story with you. So that when somebody tries to come with shame, which is basically to say in some shape, form, or fashion, you're not enough, it's incompatible with who you are. You won't be able to stomach that person. You won't be able to tolerate their energy. Your spirit will aggravate their demons right on out of your life. And the only person that has the capacity to really deliver on compatibility with the woman who truly loves herself is an evolved man, again, who has done the work. The biggest thing for you is, again, to have worked on yourself enough to be able to receive him. Because if you don't do that work on yourself, anytime that he tells you that you're beautiful, all you're going to do is run back what you're at a subconscious level believe the truth is that you're not. Because you listen to somebody else and you didn't do the work to flush that nonsense out of your system. When he tries to love you and protect you, you're not going to be able to receive that protection, because all you're going to remember is how you weren't protected. And you thought you were at one point, but you weren't protected. So if you don't do the work to flush that experience or those experiences or those years that you wasted with the wrong one for you out, you won't be able to receive that evolved man's love in the form of his protection. Now, if you feel like you've done the work, but you're not coming across these guys that I'm talking about, these evolved men that love you, flaws and all, good, bad, and ugly, thick and thin, then all you need to do is you just need to enact the strategies to attract evolved men into your life, which is really not that hard. It's just something that's not really taught. And at least until I made the masterclass, Secrets to Making Evolved Men Crave You. Now, if you haven't gotten access to that masterclass, click the link. My moderator's already pinned it right here in the comments. Click that link that you see right there. Get access to this masterclass, Secrets to Making Evolved Men Crave You. So you can use the strategies in order to get yourself in position to attract multiple evolved men so you can choose the one that's right for you. Because just because he's an amazing evolved man doesn't mean that's the one that's right for you. But a lot of y'all keep repeating the same patterns of these guys who don't deserve you because you don't know how to position yourself, how to bring out your authentic traits that attract evolved men who have also done the work on themselves. But back to what I was saying, for anybody out there who's internalized the mistakes that they've made, the ways that society says they're not worthy, they're not beautiful, they're this, that everything is wrong with you, whatever, I need you to understand that you are enough. And anything that's contrary to that is not of God and it's not the truth. But those are just my thoughts. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Share this if you got anything from it. If you were blessed by this message, pay it forward. Bless somebody else on your timeline who also might need to see this message. And if you're in the market for an evolved man, do not miss out on this masterclass before it comes down. Click the link that you see pinned right here in the comments. It's also in the caption whenever you back out. Get access to this masterclass where I drop gems on how to attract evolved men. I'm talking about from the inside out, evolved men. Again, that link is right here in the comments. It's also in the caption whenever you back out. Holla at y'all later. Y'all be good.